Good. Let's start. I'll just change my angle so you can see my feet more clearly. Good. Let's begin. Feet parallel. Structure of the body, always important. Structure of the body, so where the weight is in the feet is the first thing. Building the posture up from the ground. How the knees feel pressing into the feet. How the lower back and the tail and the whole pelvis rotates to let the tail sink into the feet. So you feel that stability come of your core resting in the legs. Then you can pluck up the chest, back of the neck, dropping the shoulders over the chest and settling into the posture. It's always good to give yourself a few seconds just to find the posture and bring the awareness inside. And then lifting, releasing. Settling, lifting, releasing, settling. At this speed, lifting, releasing, settling, lifting, in the releasing, try to make sure that every part of the body changes. The knees are bending, the hips are softening, the lower back's relaxing, and the upper body follows that flow. The shoulders relax, the elbows get heavier, and the hands drop. That's the releasing. And then the settling is to make sure everything we want to change is fully changed. Starting, use the legs. Lifting, releasing, settling. And when you do this for yourself, you should really take your time. The settling can be as long as you like. The releasing should be 3 or 4 seconds, because that's the time it takes for a muscle to fully change from its holding position to its relaxed position. And then the settling really gives you a chance to drop your mind inside and feel, is there anything else? And we're looking at the end for that connected posture. We're not just looking for a posture that's accurate, we're looking for a posture where we feel connected and settled. First loosening exercise, feet are the same, releasing, settling, lifting, releasing as we move across, finally settling, lifting, releasing, settling, lifting. Make sure your releasing phase takes place during the period you're moving across and turning, so that your settling phase, very, very little to do other than the final sinking in. Lifting brings you to the middle, 50-50, releasing and turning, moving and settling. Lifting, releasing, settling, lifting, releasing, settling, lifting, releasing, settling. I'm just going to have a little look at your movements. Joe's just joined us. David, bring your feet more parallel. Yeah. Right, that's good. be easy to turn to the side. Hi, Joe. We started on the first loosening exercise, so I'm just having a little look at everybody's movements. So join in as and when. Right. So relax a bit and come and have a look at the, give you a few tips on this movement. The whole body, I'll just put that there so you can see me. The whole body moves as one unit, which means we want the whole body to feel connected and changing together. So the arm movements come from the whole of the body softening. Because when the body softens, the muscles in the shoulders can soften, which makes the elbows feel heavy. That's the movement we want coming into the arms. So we don't just want to swing the arms from here. We want the whole body to soften. Then that brings the shoulder with it and the elbow starts to feel heavy. That's the timing for dropping the arms. So it's not just from the beginning the arms are swinging. No, there's changes taking place through the whole torso. And if I put my camera so you can see my feet, the movement in the base, which is from here downwards, the movement in the base determines how the torso moves. So when my knees bend, when my lower back opens, that creates space for the torso and the pelvis to drop in. So the legs changing or the base changing leads the torso, which then leads the shoulders, elbows feel heavy, and they follow and join in with the movement. Okay, let's do that together. It means putting focus on the base and the changes in the base more than anything else. Because the base is going to lead, sinking into the ground is going to lead every single part of the body. Sinking into the ground is going to lead all the other parts of the body. So when we release, it's the whole body. And then finally settle. The base, make sure both knees are bending, make sure both hips are softening, make sure there's space and softness for the lower back muscles to change. As if there's a big weight hanging on your tailbone, pulling your tailbone down into your foot as you release. Then the torso, shoulders, elbows. Base first. The mind has to be fully feeling what you're doing in the legs. Then the upper body can join in. Because we want the lower body to create space for the upper body to pour in, for the shoulders to pour in, the elbows to drop. It's like water running through a hose pipe. If it's blocked anywhere, if the changes of the muscles releasing are not smooth, the hose pipe gets blocked. So the movement is both external, because I'm moving across and turning and coming over my foot. That's the external movement. The movement I'm really talking about is the internal changes, which come from how we change the muscles. The synchronization of the base, the torso, the shoulders. So the whole body becomes one. And it's governed through the sensations in the body, which is the awareness of the sensations, coupled together with the intention to change the muscles. So we're using different parts of the mind, the intention, the active part of the mind, to inform the body to make changes. the awareness, the passive part of the mind, to pick up and notice the experience, the sensations. And then you could say the deeper intelligence of the mind, which is to act on the information we get and to make changes. So as soon as we feel something stuck or not changing or not doing what we want it to do, we keep sending the signal to readjust. And there's constant adjusting taking place. Number 2, please. Coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change the muscles slowly down. The legs, lower back, torso, back of the neck and the shoulders. Coming up, use the legs. 1, keep using the legs. 2, keep using the legs. 3, keep using the legs. 4, to the top. Release the legs. The knees bend, the hips seat, the lower back opens, the chest softens, the shoulders melt. Coming up. 2, 3, 4. We're taking our body to the softest condition over 4 swings of the arms. 1, 2, 3, 4. And keep going with this one. The softest condition the body can be in implies that we need a very stable structure to let our muscles melt over. So 2 things together. One is that we're taking our body to the softest condition we can feel, but we also have to counterbalance that by having a really good structure that's fluid and alive and not held, to allow the muscles to go to that place of release. That's really the essence of the exercise, being that we want our muscles to smoothly change from being held, which is when we're at the top, dropping about 1 inch, to being fully released. Good. Let's do number 3. Keep parallel again. This time, remember, we stay in the middle. Our center of gravity doesn't move across. We stay in the middle, so we're turning around this point. When I turn this way, when I turn, my right hip is coming forward, my right shoulder's coming forward, my right arm is going up, my weight is more towards the left foot. So there's a cross alignment. My weight is dropping into the left, and I'm balancing more on my left side, but that allows me to turn my waist this way. And the hips are closing. Square, and then I'm dropping into my right side. My hips are folding, my left hip's coming forward, and my left arm's coming in. So my weight is pouring between the feet, but my body weight isn't shifting. This is the trick of this exercise, if you like. It's to make the changes all internal. So the release through the leg, through the lower back, is internal rather than external, which would be me moving across. You want to get a sense of how still you are and how still your core is, then I'd suggest doing this exercise in the daytime, looking out of a window. If you see the central line of the window and then something beyond the window in the garden, and the central line is moving, it means that you're moving across. Whereas if you can keep the bar of the window in place to whatever behind it, through and outside in the garden, if you can keep those two in line when you move, then you know that your center line, or at least your head, is staying in the middle. But we don't want that sort of thing to happen either. Where our hips move, we want our hips and our center line to stay together, and then we just turn around it. 80% of your focus is on what the base does. Becoming stable in the base. Becoming stable in the base. I'm just going to look in through my window. Have a look. Come and have a look. Come up to your screen, make sure you can see what I'm doing. Turning of the base creates the turning in the shoulder, creates the movement of the arm. Turning back the hips creates the turning of the shoulder, creates the pulling of the arm. It pulls the shoulder. Once the hips have gone forward on this side, the shoulder goes forward, the arm goes out. When the hips turn back, it pulls the shoulder back and it pulls the arm, and the arm begins to start sinking at that point and come down, wrist seated by the side. So the movement of the center turning backwards and forwards gives the movement of the arms. And it's very much like when we walk. Like when we walk quickly and we have this kind of movement going in the hips. But we do it slowly. Slowly, so we can bring that awareness of the sensations of the body. We can feel when we're tight, we can feel when we're out of alignment. So don't just move the arms. Try and get the whole body to be one thing. So the fingertips are led by this turning of the hips. The fingertips coming back and sitting down are led by the turning of the hips combined with the releasing through the body. The turning of the hips moves the fingertips. The turning back of the hips draws the fingertips. Combined with the sinking of the body, the arm settles, just like the settling at the beginning of the form. To do this well, the key is to do it slowly. The key is to go really slowly and ask yourself the question, am I feeling what I'm asking myself to do? Okay, because it's really, really easy to override and just do the movements. Okay, with Tai Chi, it's never about the movements. It's about how we manufacture the movements. What muscles are we using? What's our alignment like? What's our releasing like to create and generate the movement? Not just the movements themselves. So in this position here, really make sure that your hips are turning and that you're feeling grounded and sunk and connected as you move. Then the arm joins in. As you turn back, make sure it's your hips that lead the movement. The first thing is that your hips turn back. Is that moving your shoulder with it? These are questions you can ask yourself. When I turn my hips, do I feel my shoulder moving as well? Then as I relax the body, do my legs soften, my torso soften, my arms drop. Okay, go to speed that you can feel the answer to those questions. Then what will happen is you'll be able to change what you do, and your natural intelligence, the body's intelligence, which is way beyond our mind thinking intelligence, will start to organize what you do. Rather than you organizing what you do from your understanding of Tai Chi, your body's intelligence will start to organize what you do. And your body knows way more about balance. Your body knows about alignment, and your body knows about relaxation. What we have to figure out is how we access that information that's already there. Okay, so part of it is slowing down. Part of it is getting out of the way so we can really feel. And so we're not in our thinking mind trying to do our Tai Chi ourselves. That may sound a bit silly. May sound silly, we're not doing our Tai Chi ourselves. Of course, we're doing our Tai Chi ourselves, but part of us, right? Not our thinking mind, doing it far more by what we feel than by what we think. And the answers will be given by your body. Okay, so let's have a little look at, last week we did waving hands like clouds. And it's a difficult move because of the stability involved. When I move, have a look. When I move, I need to become stable here in order to step in. If I'm not stable and I'm held, I have to snap a step. We don't want to snap a step because snapping a step means I hold on and quickly take the step. No, I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that when I move in, I'm becoming more and more and more and more and more stable. So that at the end of being stable, all I have to do is bring this foot in. And bringing the foot in doesn't mean tightening to bring it in and snapping it in. And it doesn't mean readjusting to be able to move in. Because if you think about pouring, I was in the kitchen today and I was pouring some, the bottle of oil we've got ran out. So I was pouring oil from a big canister into a tiny little bottleneck. Okay. And the oil's thick and it has to go in nice and slowly. And it's going to go in for a good couple of minutes and you have to stay really still. And I'm halfway through and I'm thinking, I should be using a funnel. I wasn't. And when we're doing Tai Chi, we don't get the opportunity to use a funnel. Okay, it'd be great if we could pour our weight in and have this big catchment area where our weight goes and it channels it for us. But no, we've got a tiny little ankle and we've got to get all our weight going channeled through that ankle. So it's like pouring our weight in gradually. And if we just throw it at our ankle, our weight, of course, doesn't go in the right place. But when the weight goes in the right place, you can really feel the settled quality. And that's why we go slowly. So we can really feel how we put our weight into the body in a way where we don't need to either tighten, readjust our position, or snap to take the step. So the exercise will teach us that. If we do it together, we'll first look at the overall movement as a revision of the movement. I'll just put the screen a little higher. We'll first look at the overall external movements. So without the step, feet are parallel. Without the step, I'm going to move to the left foot. So the left hand is on top. The hands are facing the body. I'm sinking and I'm stabilizing as I move across to the left foot. As I do, my hands, which are facing me, the palms facing the body, are turning over to face one another. I'm facing the corner and my weight is much, much more on my left foot. One movement into the left foot. That position, if it's stable and upright and the muscles aren't tight, it enables me to take a step. If it's not stable, I'll either have to snap a step or readjust my position to take a step. One movement onto the left foot. Likewise, if I was going to the right foot, my right hand would be on top, my left hand underneath, facing the body. Nice round circle, not too close to the body. Nice and open, so it's not tight like this. A nice full circle. It's actually the same posture as ward off left. Remember ward off left at the beginning of the form when my left hand is at the height of the chest? That's the same posture here. And the right hand is like shoulder stroke, protecting the groin. Here, turning, one movement. Drop the left, lift the right, move back, facing the body. Turn as you sink onto the foot, the hands one above the other. Drop the right, lift the left, turn. Sink onto the left foot, hands turn over. Drop the left, lift the right, turn. Hands turn over. When I'm facing the corner, the hands finish turning over. Drop the hand, lift the opposite one, turn back. Hands turn over, facing the corner. Drop the hand, lift the other one, turn back. Right. Joe, I can't tell from the camera angle, but it looks like from the camera angle, and tell me if I'm wrong, it looks like your hand's quite high here, and that the front hand just needs to be in line with the sternum. But it might be that the camera's looking up towards you, I can't tell. So, but it needs to be at the height of the sternum rather than higher. More that sort of height, yeah. If your right hand is on top, you're moving to the right. When your left hand is on top, you're moving to the left. Okay, now the tricky bit is the stepping, because the stepping means that we have to be stable. Okay, that's the added kind of like tricky bit of the posture. So where we're pouring our weight into the foot, this is where we need the big funnel really. We haven't got one. So remember, I'm moving to the left every time. I'm stepping 1.5 shoulder widths out and then in, out, in, out, in. So my feet are parallel the whole time. I move from the right side. My hand drops and I take a step out. As my hand drops, I take a step out. Now I'm moving to the left. My feet are parallel. I've got slightly wider than shoulder width. Slightly wider than shoulder width. I move on to the left side, sinking. As I drop the left hand, I step in, and I'm slightly narrower than shoulder width. Move across, move on to the right side. Drop my right hand and step out at the same time. Drop the hand and step out. Let's just do that one move. Drop the hand facing the corner, all the weight on one leg. Drop the hand, step out. Drop the hand, step out. Drop the hand, step out. If you can, sink, settle, step. If you can, try and do the sinking and stepping through the whole body while you drop the hand and step out. Try that 5 times, please. Sink and settle, step out. Sink and settle, step out. Sink and settle, step out. Drop the left, lift, or drop the right, lift the left, step out with the opposite foot, whichever side you're on. One movement. Sink and settle, step out. Okay, try it on the other side. Turn to the corner. Drop the hand and settle, sinking. The base changes, the lower back relaxes, the chest softens, the shoulder drops. That's the hand dropping. Body, all one movement. Step in. Sink and settle, step in. Drop the hand, step in. Drop the hand, step in. Drop the hand, step in. Sink and settle, which means drop the shoulder, drop the hand, step in. 5 times, please. Changing of the muscles, the relaxing of the muscles, bending of the knee, the softening of the hips, opening of the lower back and the relaxing of the chest, all are like water flowing through your body. And it helps in your settling and your stability. If anyone's got any thoughts or questions, or things aren't going very well with that, or they're going very well and you want to share how you're managing it, you're very welcome to unmute and ask me as I go through the class anytime you want. Okay. We're going to put the whole lot together and do the stepping and the moving. Okay, so follow me. It comes out of diagonal flying. So diagonal flying is facing 1:30. It's a narrow bow stance. The hips are facing 1:30. The front foot's facing 1:30. The right hand is palm up at the height of the throat. The arm is long. This is about as far away as the arm gets from the body in Tai Chi. It can't get any further than this. This is a big movement. The right hand is opening up. The left hand, thumb by the side, wrist seated down. This is the expansive movement. From here, I move onto the front foot. My left heel is coming off the ground and my ball of the foot is on the ground. There's no weight in my left. No weight in the left foot. I turn the hips, sinking onto the right foot. This draws in, the hand palm down, the other hand palm up. Now I've got my ball, holding my ball facing the corner. So the first, there's no weight in my left foot, so I can drop the hand and sink and step out. That's my first step. I have to bring my left foot so it's parallel. My right foot is still facing the corner. So when I come across here, sink and bring the right foot in. Now the right foot's parallel. Let's do that again. I'll do it the direction we do in the form. Facing 1:30, it's a narrow bow stance. The corner postures tend to be narrow. So rather than shoulder width, it's narrow. If I bring my front foot straight back, it just misses my heel. I move on to the left foot. Sorry, I move on to the right foot. My left heel comes off the ground. All the weight is going into my right foot. And as that happens, my body weight comes over my foot and there's no weight in the left foot, just the ball of the foot on the ground. Then I turn the waist and this draws the hands into holding a ball. And that movement of the hands coming in to hold the ball takes place while I'm turning my waist. So by the time my hands arrive, my waist finishes turning. One movement, one movement. From here, sink. One movement. From here, sink. One movement. On one leg the whole time. Sink and turn, draw the hands in. Drop the hand and step. Drop the hand and step left. Move across, left hand on top. Turn to the corner, holding the ball. Hands turn the other way. Sink, drop the hand, step in. Now we're doing waving hands like that. Hands turn over, hand drop, step in. Move across, hands face the body. To the corner, the hands turn over. Drop the hand, step out. Move across. Hands face the body. Hands turn over. Drop the hand, step in. Move across. Hands turn over, facing the corner. Sink and drop the hand, step out. One wider than a shoulder width. Move across. When you're on the left foot, step in with the right, narrower than a shoulder width. I'll carry on doing it with you. I'll face away from you because it's easier to follow, possibly. We'll start from diagonal flying, facing 1:30, wherever 1:30 is in your room. Moving onto the right foot, the left heel comes off. All the weight in the right foot. Sink onto the right, turn, hold the ball. Drop down the right arm, sinking, step out left. Move across, hands face the body in the middle. Turn to the corner. Now my weight's on the left. Drop the left hand, step in with the right. Move across. Now I'm in the middle, hands face the body. Turn to the corner, the hands turn over. Now my weight's on the right, facing 1:30. Drop the right hand, step out left. Move across. Facing 12 o'clock, the hands face the body. Moving towards 10:30. Now my weight is on the left foot. Left hand on top. Drop the left, step in. Narrow step. Move across. Hands turn over when I'm on the right foot. Drop the right hand, step out. Move across. Good. Have a little go. See if you can find some of those details for yourself. Then we'll try and put it together with the other moves of the form. Good, I'm going to make a correction. Okay. Remember when you move to the corner, as the hand drops, you step. This is at the same time. So what I don't want to do is I don't want to move back and then step. I don't want that step to be part of moving back. I want to definitely step, then move. Sink and step, then move. Because I want my stepping to be in place before I commit myself to the movement. If my feet aren't in place and I commit myself, I'm almost falling. And in martial arts, you don't want to be falling because you can't change and you're stuck in what you set up to do. So when you sink, you step. When you're stable, you step. Then you move. Step very lightly, place the foot, and then move.
Great. Great. Good. Good. It's looking really good. Okay. When I say it's looking good, I don't expect it to be perfect by any means. We've only done it a couple of weeks. Right. Don't expect it to be perfect. But what I say, why I say it's good is the shape of the moves right. You're moving slowly with concentration and you'll find the right thing to do. Your bodies will tell you what to do and how to do it if you can listen to them. If you can find the secret ingredient that allows you to really feel what makes my body stable, what makes my body relaxed, what makes my mind feel the whole of me, not just one small part. If you can find a key ingredient through Tai Chi that brings you together as one unit, mind and body together as one unit, then your body will tell you exactly what you need to do, because your body will feel tight if it's out of alignment. If your muscles haven't released, your body will feel tight. If you can notice that tension, you can let it go. When you can let go of your tension, your alignment will be really strong and true. If you're holding tension in your body, it's really difficult to be grounded and aligned. When you release, your alignment starts to be true, because the principle of alignment and the principle of releasing are interconnected. Okay, nobody really tells you this. You think to be upright and to be aligned, you just have to be in a straight line. It's not true. Okay, uprightness isn't to do with being upright. Uprightness is to do with being released and organized together. Because if I'm just upright, I can be upright, but I'm not stable. So it's not much good to me to be upright, but not stable, because if I'm not released, I'm holding on somewhere. And I can look upright, but what I want to be soft and released and upright. Okay, I want to be released and upright. I want to be letting go of the tension in my body and still be upright. So releasing and being upright are two principles that go very closely together. Every time you want to be upright, this is the argument I used to have with my, wasn't really an argument, it was a discussion I used to have with my Alexander teacher, because it looked like there was a kind of there was a broom stapled to her back. It looked like her back was kind of like, you know, there was this kind of really straight thing, but it was pushing upwards. And through my Tai Chi over many years, I realized actually, yes, you need that uprightness, but it mustn't be from the muscles tightening. It must be from the top down sinking, letting go from the top. So the head top stays where it is, the tail falls away, rather than pushing your head top up. So I offer that as a kind of something for exploration in your own practice. Moving on, let's do some form. Yeah, plenty of time to do some form. So we will go from the beginning. Here's your first chance to look at your upright posture. To feel your upright posture, to feel the muscles in your body you don't need to be using to keep yourself upright and very lightly balanced. Especially the lower back, because the lower back is where the torso joins the base, and this key meeting point here is often really held. So our stability isn't because we're holding on here. Our stability is because we allow the upper body into the lower body.
So they're communicating, talking, and doing the same process of sinking. Settle. Beginning the fall. Smooth changes and smooth movement. Settle. Slow, steady lift. Slow, steady release. Settle. Turn. Move away from the right wrist. Turn the hips, draw the shoulder, draw the arm in. Sink into the 50-50. Settle. Expand. Sink onto the front foot. Turn. Right step with the heel, move into 50-50. Square the hips. When you've got the posture, drop into the legs, lower back, chest, shoulders, sink, settle and expand. Rebound. Moving onto the front foot. Sink and turn. Step right. Very light with the heel into shoulder width stance. Move in. 50-50, turn the hips. Sink and load the base. Expand the back leg. Release the shoulders, the hands go out, turn to the corner. Stay on the front foot, sit back. Turn. Turn back. Move into the center, the wrist touch as you reach the center. Settle, sink, load, rebound. Sit back, 90% to the back foot. Sink into the center. Settle, load, rebound. Sit away from the fingertips, 90% in the left, turn. 90% in the right, turn, sinking. 100% in the right, drawing the toes of the left. Sink and turn step with the left heel, shoulder width. This is a tricky step. Make sure when you put your left heel down, you're able to move in so that when you turn the waist and bring the right toes in, bow stance. Load and release. Move on to the front foot, turn. Lifting hands. Drop the hands. Shoulder stroke to 10:30. Move on to the right foot. Turn on the right foot. White crane, spreads wings. Facing 9 o'clock, drop the right, lift the left. Turn. Brush left knee, twist step. Move in. Square, load the base, rebound. Find the front foot, drop onto it and turn. Facing 10:30. Sit back, facing 9 o'clock, all the weight on the right foot. Play guitar. Turn open. Brush left knee, twist step. Move in. Square, load, rebound. Sit back. Face 8 o'clock. Move on to the left foot. Lift. Place the right, walk onto it, turning the waist. Step left, move in, square, load, and release the punch. Sit back, into the center, release. Sit away from the fingers, 90% in the right foot, turn. Thumb on the center of the chest, open up. Weight on the left. Hands cross, step, drop onto the right. No weight in the left foot. Step to 4:30, move in. Roll back. Same movements as previously. but facing 4:30, press. Push. Leave the fingertips behind, 90% in the left, turn. Move back to the right. Stay on the right, turn. Stay on the right, draw the left toes in, step with the left heel. Single whip, facing 10:30. Sit away from the hands, the left turns palm up, the right releases palm down. Turn clockwise, all the weight on the right foot. Turn back, turning anti-clockwise, step left. Keep turning anti-clockwise, step right. To 10:30, drop onto the right foot, 100%. Drop the hands, just the ball of the left foot on the ground. Turn and jab to 10:30. Turn to 9 o'clock, all the weight on the right foot. Punch under elbow. Step back to repulse monkey, 1 on the right. Keep stepping parallel behind. On the left, open. Step, sit straight back. Open. Turn back. Step, sit straight back, feet parallel. Second on the left, turn open. Turn back. Step right, move all the weight onto the right foot. Third on the right, turn open. Turn back. Step left. Sit straight back to the left foot. Last one on the left, turn open. Turn back. This time, turn the body to 10:30. Drop the hands across the body. So the hands are on the center line of the body, with the left chest, the right at the groin. Light shoulder stroke. All the weight on the left foot. Draw the right foot in and step straight behind. Move some weight onto the right foot, so you can pick up the left toes, turn the foot in. Move back onto the left, keep turning, pivoting on the ball of the right. Step to 1:30, diagonal flying. Move onto the left foot, bring onto the right foot, bring the left heel off the ground. Sink and turn, holding the ball, all the weight on the right foot. Drop the right hand, step out left. Waving hands like clouds. Hands turn over, drop the hands, step in. Hands turn over when you're on the right foot, drop the right hand, step out, left. Move across. Hands turn over when you're on the left, drop the left hand, step in. Just to there. 3 times on each side.
Anything you'd like to go over in any of those moves? Were there any places where you were kind of following through and you really kind of got caught out or had to have a look at the screen to follow me? You weren't sure of it yourself? We can go over those places. So if you want to ask any postures you'd like to look at. You're on mute, Louise. Sorry. That's better.
The embrace. You know when we step into the embrace, the tiger?
Yeah.
When we turn, are we in a bow stance, or I always end up being a bit narrow, I think.
It's a narrow bow stance. So all the corner postures in the form, a narrow bow stance. When I say corner, I mean 1:30, 10:30, 4:30, 7:30. All the corner postures are narrow bow stances. All the directional ones, which are 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 and 9 o'clock, a proper bow stances. So the difference being, if you just have a look at the feet, it's almost a rule, okay? It's not 100% rule. Here's a bow stance. If I bring my front foot back, I'm shoulder width. 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 3 o'clock, whether I'm that way round or the other way round, all the square directions, shoulder width. All the diagonal ones, which are to the corners, a narrow bow stance. And the narrow bow stance is when my front foot comes straight back, it just narrowly misses my heel. Now, don't ask me why, because after 40 years, I don't know the answer. Okay. However, I know a man who does, my teacher, and I have to trust that what he's teaching me is right, because, you know, he's been doing it more than 40 years. But that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to have a different type of posture. But really, it's to put the body into many, many different positions. You know, if you were fighting, because it comes from a fighting art, you'd be in different positions all the time. You'd be moving, and you want to be able to relax, be upright, be stable in many, many different postures, not just be able to do, oh, hang on a minute, don't punch me on the nose, I've got to face 3 o'clock. No, it doesn't work like that. You've got to be knowing how your body moves, how it sinks, how it stabilizes. We use the form to try and learn those things. The form isn't a sacred object. The form is just a tool that we use so that we're really clear what we're trying to do, and then we can see how closely we match to what we're trying to do. Let's finish off the last couple of minutes. Does that answer that, Louise? Yeah, let's do the last couple of minutes. Let's go from cross hands again. So we can do those diagonal steps, and then we can go through to the new move. And next week we'll do the next move on from waving hands like clouds. Go from cross hands. Dropping onto the right. All the weight in the right. So the left foot turns freely. Now move on to the left. Draw the right toes in. Here's our first narrow step to the corner to 4:30. Move in, square, narrow bow stance. Roll back. Press, it's going to be narrow because the feet haven't changed. Push is going to be narrow because the feet haven't changed. Sit away from the fingers, turn. Onto the right foot, turn clockwise, turn anti-clockwise. Here's a narrow stance to the next corner. 10:30. Shoulder, single width and narrow. Because it's to the corner. Sit back, turn clockwise, turn anti-clockwise, step left, step right. Sink 100% to the right foot, turn and jab. Punch under elbow, facing 9 o'clock. Step back to repulse monkey, one on the right. Fully onto the left foot, feet parallel. One on the left. Step back, fully onto the right foot, feet parallel. Turn open, second on the right. Step left, fully back onto the left foot. Feet parallel. Second on the left. Move on to the right foot, feet parallel. Third on the right. Sit back. Third on the left. When the hand comes back and you're back facing 9 o'clock, the fingers of the left are looking into the right hand. Turn and drop the hands across the body. This is to do with sinking, melting, and stabilizing on the left. Take
step behind, move onto it, turn the body and the left foot, keep turning the body as you move back onto the left foot. Here's a narrow stance to the corner. Move in, diagonal flying. Move on to the right foot, turn in to hold the ball. Right hand on top, drop the right hand, step out left. Waving hands like clouds. Here's the first one, onto the left foot. Second. Third. Fourth.
I have to confirm how many waving hands like clouds there are, because the long form varies from the short form, and my little pigeon brain can't remember the difference between the long form and the short form. I normally do 5, but it could be 7. Okay, so I apologize for not knowing the answer to that one either. I'll get back to you with the correct number. For the moment, just keep doing them. Just keep going, keep going. Keep practicing them, and see if there's any questions for next week. Wishing you a good week. Thank you very much. That class has gone quickly tonight. I hope it's been useful. Hope it's been good. Hope it's brought some good takeaways. And we will see you in the run up to Christmas. I think we must have about 3 more or something before. The last one's probably the week of the 16th or 17th of December. So probably 2 or 3 more, maybe 2 more. Anyway, I'll let you know. Great. Thanks very much. Bye for now.